I'm Yelena Kniep, ESL TOSA at Portland Public Schools Curriculum and Instruction Department. And today I would like to share a wonderful strategy with you. This strategy, which I call Visual Directions, addresses the needs of all learners, kinesthetic and visual and auditory and ELLs and students who need a little bit of extra support, students who get distracted easily. We're going to go over this strategy today step by step. This is something I used in my classroom a lot, and it helped me to lower metabolism in the classroom and to avoid unnecessary conversations or questions on my part as well as on the part of students. When students come into my classroom, I already have pre-prepared tasks for them. I will start with the date. Date is important. Sometimes students don't remember what the date is or how to spell a certain word. So I have it on the board, and it teaches them their organizational skills and, if you will, business skills as well, to date their papers, correspondence, their work. They see what they need today, what they're going to do, how much time will be spent on a certain task, where the work will go, and what to do when finished. When they come into my classroom, they see that today they will need their textbook and they will need a pencil. I might want to take a picture of the textbook that I'm using in my social studies or language arts or math classroom and put the picture of that textbook in particular. I may also indicate what chapter or what page I want them to be on. They would also know what they want to do. I might not use it right away, this part of directions. I might use this part of my directions when I release them to seat work, when I'm not doing direct instructions anymore, but when I want them to work on their own or with partners or in small groups. This can be done in many different ways, but I will always go over these directions before I let them work on their own. I have used pictures here. Those are easy for your ELL learners and for your visual learners. Today I want my students to read their textbook, and I can even put down the page. Then I want them to think the section in the textbook that they have just read. And of course I can focus them and frame my question more specifically. Then I want them to write and organize their writing in Cornell notes. I want them to take notes in writing, in organizing the notes in Cornell notes format. I'm not going to teach them because I have already taught that before, so they know how to use Cornell notes. So they will use this 2-column format and they will do a summary in the end. I used arrows to point the sequence of tasks. I also used some color coding here. I would like my students to work on this task for 15 minutes. And ideally, I would set a timer in my classroom so they know how much time is left for them for this assignment. Or I will remind them that they probably need to be close to finishing up their work. When they finish their assignment, I will remind them that they need to put their work in their folders. Sometimes students finish their work earlier than expected. Then I want them to go to their computers when finished and to start working on the writing draft. I can refer to these directions anytime during the lesson, and I don't need to answer student questions. I can simply point what it is they need to do. They also do not need to turn to their partners and ask conversations that will distract others in the classroom, because these directions will stay up for them throughout the class. I may choose to also post classroom expectations for my students. They may change day to day, or they may stay the same. For instance, I always expect my students to work quietly. Most of the times when they're not working with partners, I want them to raise their hands and ask a question rather than just say it out loud. The rules are not to use cell phones or MP3 players or any other electronic devices. I want them to sharpen their pencils before the class begins, and only to go to the pencil sharpener one person at a time. And I want them to stay positive throughout the class. You can change these directions any way you want, the way it applies to your content, to the specific of your classroom, and you can add the pictures of your own. You can organize them, if you will, differently, but you always want them to know what it is they need, what you want them to do, how much time, where to put, and what to do when finished. You can pause for a short while after having given those directions and ask them if they have questions, and then they continue with their work. So these directions will help you with classroom management and with differentiating instruction and addressing the needs of all of your learners. They can be used in any classroom at any grade level successfully.